Jingle bells, December smells, the Wolves are on the way. And yes, that's how I'm going to start this video, because if I don't laugh, I am going to break down crying on this camera. And I'm sure that's not what you lot want. It is a very ugly sight. But what's going on, people, and welcome to Man Knows Football. You are here with Guni for a Premier League preview ahead of tomorrow's game at the Molineux Stadium, Wolverhampton versus Chelsea. And I have done a video with Dan, who is a Chelsea fan, part of one of our group chats, the Waves group chat. Big up everybody in there. He is a Wolverhampton fan, born and bred from Wolves, you get me, has been a season ticket holder for time, so that's a good interview coming from a genuine Wolverhampton fan. His details are in the description in that video, so make sure you support my brother, you get me. So if you haven't checked that one out, make sure you do go and check that out. Get the views from an actual Wolves fan from Wolverhampton, you get me. But yes, let us talk about tomorrow's game, which I am not looking forward to. We are coming up against a Wolves team whose defensive record is not that bad. Yes, their results haven't really been going the way that they want them to go, but you can see some kind of improvement. Defensively, they are looking solid, and they are starting. They did get a result that broke their windless duck, so maybe this might be a run for them. And they definitely got the players to cause an upset for Chelsea, who are decimated with injuries and decimated with COVID-19. The situation just gets worse and worse as we've got two more fresh injuries. Mr. Thomas Tuchel did let us know in the press conference that Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek are both out of action. They won't be in the squad tomorrow. So who do Chelsea actually have left? Because our injury list is crazy. No Ben Chilwell, no Jorginho, no Ruben Loftus-Cheek, no Kovacic. Kante is just back from fitness, so playing him tomorrow might be rushing the situation, but it might be a cause that we have to play him because we've got no other midfielders. Lukaku, Werner, Hudson-Odoi have all been hit with COVID. So look how many starting players that we are missing out, and we are already crying out for a better run of form. We are struggling for form. The last game against Everton, it just makes me sick thinking about it. We drew 1-1 to Everton Youth Academy at Stamford Bridge. But now we are going to the Molineux against the Wolverhampton that has a fit Adama Traore, a fit Podence, a fit Ruben Neves, a non-suspended Raul Jimenez, by the way. That red card against Manchester City, that discipline is over, and now he shall be able to feature against the mighty Blues tomorrow at the Molineux. So we do have a lot of work cracked out for us. Chelsea's current form, like I said, is not the best. 1 loss, 2 draws and 2 wins in the last 5 games. For a team that's chasing a title, that is not good form. We are currently 4 points off the top of Manchester City and 3 points off second, who are Liverpool. 2 elite teams that are going to be very hard to chase. We are in a difficult position. Every game, if we want to win the title, is must win. And while we have these injuries, it's going to be a big ask. So really and truly, yes, I was very optimistic at the beginning of the season before the injuries hit. Had we have had no injuries, I guarantee you would be holding that first place, no problem. I still think we'll be first if we weren't hit by injuries the way that we were. But you get me. To most, it's going to sound like excuses. It is what it is. Other managers have to deal with injuries. Yes, that's true. But the volume of injuries that we've had in this small period of time has been nothing less but a disaster for us. So yeah, we've got a lot to be careful of tomorrow. And Wolverhampton, here's the thing, because I'm going to ask the question, because I know that they're not a team that really want to sit back. Are they going to be happy with having 23-25% possession all game? Are they going to be looking for that opening to make a counter and get the goal, as most teams have been doing against Chelsea? Because that seems to be the remedy to beat Chelsea or to get anything out of us. So don't be surprised if Wolves do reserve to this tactic where they do sit back, allow us to have chances, and they do try and hit us with a counter, because they certainly got the pace to do it. They certainly got the players to hurt us. Or is it going to be a thing where Bruno Lage is going to be brave and still, you know, go forward and really implement his own game onto Chelsea and try and pin us back into our own half? Is he going to try and take advantage of that left side? Is he going to put Adama Traore on that right wing to really focus and isolate Marcos Alonso? Because for me, and anybody that watches football, that is Wolverhampton's best option to get in behind and create chances. And who's the perfect man in that squad to be getting behind every single time? Adama Traore. So there is quite a few threats there, and then let's not forget about their midfield. Ruben Neves, Jean Moutinho, Dion Donker. That's a decent midfield trio. So our pivot, if we're going to be playing a pivot, is going to have to be on point, and as well as protecting that left side. So this is going to be a difficult game, but we do have enough about us to get a result against Wolverhampton. I'm not going to lie to you. I do think, although we are decimated with injuries, we can still get a result. I think we're going to come away with 3 points. I'm not optimistic. I'm not optimistic about that. I think we will come away with a point. I'd be very, very disappointed if we lose the game. But just with the players that we have available, I think it's just time to come to the lineups, because it's pretty self-explanatory. Whoever's fit basically starts. You get me? So in the goal, we're going to start with Edouard Mendy. And then the centre-back trio of Rudiger, Christensen and Trevor Chalobah. I don't see Thiago Silva playing this game. He's already played midweek. We know he's 37, so his body management is a lot more different to the youngers. Similar with Azpilicueta. Although he hasn't been featuring as much, I don't think we'll be seeing him start tomorrow. If we do, I won't be as upset as if I see Thiago Silva. But I won't be too upset at the same time, you get me? So that's the trio I'm going for. The wing-back pairing of Alonso and Reece James. The midfield pivot. It's like I said, N'Golo is just fresh from injury. And if we want to win any respectable silverware this season, N'Golo Kante needs to stay fit. He is one of those players that needs to stay fit and not get injured for the rest of the season. We need N'Golo Kante, the best midfielder in the world. Any team that would miss a player like him, of course, would suffer. So N'Golo Kante, I think he's going to be risked and started tomorrow. Fingers crossed he doesn't aggravate that injury and we have him out for that little bit longer. And then to pair him, I'm going to go with Ross Barkley. Some people say, what about Saul? At this point, I'll ask you, is this some kind of sick joke? To me, he doesn't play for Chelsea anymore. I've mentally erased him. He's gone already to Madrid. Like, you get me? Visualize and you shall receive. So to me, he's already in Madrid training with Atletico. You get me? So that's the midfield pivot I'm going to pick. And then ahead of that midfield is going to be Mason Mount, Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech on that right side. I do think Hakim and James, they complement each other very well on that right side, especially when Reece cuts in and Ziyech is allowed to operate a bit wide and isolate his man and, you know, try and create opportunities and cut in on his left foot and try and actually attack the goal. Kai Havertz has to start. The false nine job that we saw Christian Pulisic attempt to do against Everton was poor, but that largely wasn't his fault because a lot of the balls that were being played were nonsensical. Christian Pulisic, according to Wikipedia, we know that's not the most reliable source, is 5'10", and Everton's back line is like 6'2", 6'3" and above, and we're playing in high balls into him. Doesn't make no sense to me. So Pulisic, he can't play. He's not going to play that role. I'm going to see Kai Havertz play it. Have we missed Kai? I asked this question in the video and quite a few of you said that we have. But I do think we miss Kai. He does bring that bit of link up, that extra piece of link up. His understanding up there is a lot better. You get me? What I will say is because Wolves have been defensively decent over the past couple games, is that Kai needs to be clinical because chances might come few and far between. You get me? Or it might be a thing where Wolves might score a couple goals against us and we've got to take every chance that we can get to get the 3 points. But Kai definitely needs to be clinical. In terms of bringing in the others into play, I never have a problem with that. It's like I said before, I do feel like when Kai is on the field, we do look more of a threat going forward. But yeah, what are my thoughts? Score predictions. Boy, like I said, I am not too optimistic about this. Not too optimistic. Not that a point will suffice in our quote-unquote title chase, which I think is pretty much done. But when we look at it realistically, I'd take it, considering the attacking threat that Wolves has, and we're at Molineux and we have injuries and COVID, you get me? But if we can get 3 points, that's excellent. I don't think that's impossible. We've definitely got the personnel on the pitch to do it. And hopefully a couple of individual errors from Wolves or whatever can help us. But we need to be at the top of our game to get our 3 points tomorrow, to be honest with you. I'm going to stick with my 1-1 prediction. I gave that same one in the interview I had with Dan. But yeah, that's my realistic mentality. Hopefully I could be proved wrong and we can come away with 3 points. A clean sheet would be magnificent. I'd love a clean sheet. Do I think we're going to get one? Nah, I don't think so. I think Wolves will get a goal. But I don't really think there's much else to say on that one, except make sure you do check out the interview that I did do with Dan from the Wolves Fancast channel. Make sure you show my guys some love as well. Clickable links on that video. You get me? But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, let me know what you think down there in the comments. Give me your score prediction, give me your lineups, give me, just let me know, you get me. I'm going to be responding to the comments as soon as I can. Like I said, bear with me. Sometimes it does take me a couple of hours to respond, but that's because I'm packing. There's a lot of things going on at the minute. So until we've moved out and we've really settled down, it's going to be a bit up and down. But to everybody that's been watching and that is supporting, I really, really appreciate all of you. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, make sure you do stay safe. Bless.